welcome to Behind the Scenes. It has been an absolutely amazing week. I am excited to go and show you who I went to visit this week behind the scenes. But first, some food for our souls. Hebrews 10:23. Let us then hold on firmly to the faith that we confess, for he who promised is faithful and just. So my advice for this week is then have faith, as that is the fuel to our souls. So this week I'd like to introduce you to a very vibrant young man. He's a man of God and he writes beautiful music and he sings like an angel. So let's go take a look. G'day guys, we are here today to meet a really awesome person and he has a great story to tell. Let's see who it is. Tick tock, tick tock. Hey my bro! I'm good and you? Wat is so nie my bro? Hey Adrian my bro? Good and you? Lekker.
Jesus, you are worthy. Van die moordenaar die middag tot binne in die aand, sy naam moet geprys word, sy naam moet geprys word.
Typical thing where you have the furniture but you can't play it, or how does it work?
No, it definitely doesn't work like that. I think piano is one of the things that I started to play, when I was still young, and I think this is one of the setups that I do, every day. I take my daughter to the crash, and then when I come back, then I basically come and set up, and then I have to plan because without planning, there's no growth.
Oh wow!
So we have to push in the setup and just grow it then,
So that's what I do. So it's not like artists just sit all day.
No, we work.
I was wrong.
Yeah, you are. We work, man.
So you're gonna play me something?
Yeah, definitely.
I said, do it, my bro. Oh wow, I think play me a verse and a chorus maybe.
Okay.
Let's hear what you have in your pen.
Okay. One day at the hospital, Mama said she prayed to God, and she said, Lord, why me? And she said, Lord, why my son? God came through by his voice and said, be still son will be healed in the name of the Lord. Oh, it goes. I am a miracle made by the hand of God, the creator of the universe, made me who I am. God's creation, God's design, glorious and fearfully and wonderfully made. Ever will I sing God's praise. I am God's miracle.
Oh wow, that sounds good, man. So tell me, who is this Adrian Losper? That song sounded so personal. It really sounded like something.
Yeah, the song comes a long way, man. I think it was, it all started, when I was originally from Freiburg. So I was born and raised in Freiburg,
So is Freiburg one of those towns where you just drive fast and then
yeah,
you drove like 70, then you're gone? No.
No, not really. It automatically it has one street. It has a main street, but at least now the Freiburg has extended. Freiburg people is gonna. If I just say one street, it's not gonna be fair to all of them. But it's really, Freiburg has grown, it's developed. There's a lot of great things that has come from Freiburg. I'm sitting here as one of the key people of Freiburg and being a role model in my own community. So yeah, this is who Adrian Losper is, man.
Okay, wow, that's a good story, man. So where are you now in your career? What have you done and what are you doing?
I'm basically now I'm in my career. I think it's basically the peak of where God wants me to be. And I've released a CD. So everything started, basically 4 years back when I did my first project. It was a CD that called God's Miracle Living Testimony, the song I just sang for you. And then last year I did my live DVD recording, which was a blessing in itself. It was hard work. It took a lot of dedication. It wasn't that that typical concerts that you just make and then you get sponsors and blah. But it was one of the core ones that you had to work for what you have, and for people to also believe in the vision, I had to push into really hard work hard, obviously with my wife, beautiful wife and baby, and they were so supportive in all of this. And yeah, I'm excited for 2018. It's gonna be such a great year,
Oh wow,
such a great year.
Good. I'm more interested in that song that you just sang. Do you want to tell me the story behind that?
Yes, I think everything started, when I was 5 days old, when I was born. The doctors did some research, and I was a very sick child. You couldn't. I was laying in Red Cross Hospital in Cape Town, and one of the biggest things was that I could not lay my head on a pillow. So I had a big head with water in, so it was always, so if you put my head on a pillow, it was unstable. That's why it could never be in, and kids in that division never survive any of that kind of thing. They call it like a VP shunt, kids that can't walk, they can't talk, they are disabled, and all of it. But the Lord really had so much grace and, an idea, and He had a plan for my life. 5 years after that, the doctors realized that, there's an operation they can do. And if the operation is not going to be done, it's not going to be, I'm not even going to survive, And they did a VP shunt. They added a VP shunt into me, and, it was difficult the first few years of my life, because I was always said that I will never make it, I'm a nothing. I struggled in school. When I started with grade R, I failed grade R, which is the easiest grade, and I actually redone it. And I started growing up with this thing of, but I can't read, I'm disabled, I have dyslexia, and everyone always puts down on me. You know, in class when you can't read, it's one of the biggest things. You know, especially in our colored areas, it's like it's like wow. So I think through that, the main thing that kept me going and that actually birthed the song was that I never gave up on what God ordained me to do and the purpose that I had. You know, I started playing instruments since I was 4 years old, and you know, through that everything else just came. You know, I got baptized when I was 8. I had my second operation when I was 13 years old. What happened was the VP shunt they put in actually broke off, so the piece actually was just here loose, and it had to be, I had to go through operation and it had to be taken out. But through that I started to still continue with the music thing, is what brought my what actually brought and gave me more courage and, you know, self-confidence and stuff. Because you can attest to that. The first thing that you do on stage, people start loving who you are, and then they start loving your instrument. Because when people start knowing who you are personally and start feeling the emotions that you give on stage, you start connecting more. And that's what our music started. You know, I started singing competitions. You know, my first competition in Freiburg was actually Superstar that I did. I was in the top 40 in Carnival City. I went to the SS Nationals. I did SS Got Talent. I went through so many things that people thought I would never make it, you know. And that things actually gave me so much confidence to say, but I can do something. I have something inside, you know, something inside so strong that's pushing.
Saying, come on.
You know, that you can do it, you know. And through the years, you know, I went through church, from Sunday school to junior choir to your youth. I started to be the youth conductor, started to be the music director in my 14-year-old. And surprisingly, you sitting here and you are you're one of the people that actually a big role model in my life. I mean, I was 13 years old when you guys came to Freiburg, and you came with a group called Vision Extreme. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I do remember.
You do remember. So I think that was one of the, you know, greatest things for me, to see a bass player sing like so high. That was one of the, for me, in my own small self, it was the first time I saw it. And it was actually something that I that I actually looked up to. And I mean, today you're sitting here and you're interviewing me, which is an honor for me, the journey that started and how you saw me grow. And how we are here today, you know, in terms of the testimony, what God really done. And that's when I started finishing my matric. And I basically went to go study my national diploma in music. And that's when the desire came to say, I need to take whatever I went through and put it on a CD.
Oh, wow.
And that's when this testimony started, God's miracle started.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So, Adrian, that sounds all great and wow, I love the testimony. But I want to know, who is Adrian at home? Daddy, husband?
You know, I'm a husband. I'm married to a beautiful woman. Her name is Natasha Losper, and my daughter's name is Melisma Losper. So I'm a father of a beautiful 5-year-old. You can see she's all over.
That's what they do.
Yes, what they do. They take control of our lives. But the nice thing about it is they add so much value to your life. And you know, it's one thing I've realized, and in music, without family, you're nothing. You can be the greatest musician on stage, but when you go home, when you get home, this is the people that support you, that knows when you're sad, that knows when you do not have, that knows, that can see you in the good times and in the bad times. And they're the people that support you. When your vision fails, when your dream fails, they're the ones that support you.
I want to find out, Adrian, do you clean the garden, stuff like that?
Yes, I'm a man of many talents. So I'm multi-talented, you know. So one of the good things is I love cooking. I love cleaning. I'm one of the best. My wife don't really cook. Just this Sunday we made chicken curry, roti,
Oh yeah.
carrot salad.
Oh yeah.
Come on, somebody say chicken curry. So I clean. I help my wife a lot in the house. It's because I believe.
Tell her where to put the stuff.
No. I assist, and it's so important because at the end of the day, it grows your marriage, and it grows your relationship with your wife. When I first got married, the first 2 years, 3 years was like, what is this marriage all about? But automatically it started to grow, and I started to see who it is, and now I'm privileged enough that my family, they sing with me on stage. They're my backing vocals now, my wife and my baby girl.
Oh wow.
So that's an honor, So that's me at home. I'm being a father, I'm being a crazy guy. Me and my daughter, there's a drum kit, she does her own thing, she's her own self. So I really acknowledge who God is, and our family stands together.
Wow. I have one interesting thing that I read, and it said something about you doing something in Freiburg.
Yes. I have a feeding scheme. It's been there for 17 years now. I started it in 2006. Your calculations is right. I think it's I started it in 2006. What initiative I took in terms of, it was one of the first concerts in Freiburg that was 15 Rand.
Wow.
Wow.
It
was a jump for people to go from 5 Rand to 15 Rand. But the initiative was initially that I saw how many families, did not have home, they didn't have food and stuff. And I always used to say to my mom, let's start something. And then I realized I have something. Then I brought everyone together, whole community with the choir and everything. And I just said, listen, let's do this stuff I even have some pictures and stuff that I still have, of what we did that time. But
oh wow. Then the last thing, I want to find out, how do people get in touch with you, Adrian Losper? Could you please tell my audience, where do they get a hold of you? How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, they can get in touch with me
like this? Oh, no,
not touch.
Not quite.
Because we used to play that game, touch. So now it's like you need to touch a button. You go to the PC and you say Facebook. You go in, you type in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's Adrian Losper. That's all it is.
Could you spell that first?
It's Adrian and Losper, Losper. So that's my name and surname. They can also follow me on YouTube. I have a lot of clips on YouTube, on SoundCloud. I have a new single that we basically gonna play out with He's Alive. The single is on iTunes. They can basically get it there. Just say Adrian Losper, He's Alive, and may God be alive in your life.
Amen. Well, Adrian, it was really great chilling with you, my bro.
Yes, man.
It's good to get to know you here at home.
Thanks, Mr. Rixi. No, it was good to really be with you again and see you. I know you're doing good with your gigs and stuff. So do what you do best, man.
Yeah.
Kill it with that bass, man.
Lekker, man. I've got to run. People to see, places to be.
Nice. But you were in with the important person now. So now you're going to go to the most important person.
No. I've been there.
Thanks, man. No, man. God bless you, man.
Alweer, my bedoel.
So ons alweer sien met my brother, man. Ja, dankie my brother, man.
Well, I had a really great time visiting with Adrian Losper. What an amazing artist, and what a great testimony he has given us. If you are an artist and you have a really inspiring testimony like Adrian, please write to us at BehindTheScenes@beyourdream.co.za. Oh yeah, we had a really great time with Adrian. He's such an awesome person, and his testimony changed so many people's lives, eh? And now we're gonna see his music video. Oh! But hang on, I have a surprise for you after this. Oh wow, what a great song that was. You really blessed us out of our socks. Are you blessed? I am. Our surprise for today is we are sending Adrian Losper to Ingadi Spa. It's gonna be great. It's really an awesome place. But wait, there's more. You can win yourself a prize. You can go to Ingadi Spa with a partner or a friend. All you have to do is go like our Facebook page, Behind the Scenes, inbox us your name and the name of the spa we're sending Adrian Losper to, and you could be there. I had a great time with you this week. Thank you Ingadi Spa for partnering with us. See you next week, same time, same place. It's been really amazing. And remember who's watching your behind the scenes. Remember to have faith and always keep going on. Peace out.